important ones in recent times. Duane Bobick going against young John Tate. Scheduled for 10 rounds. At the moment, we have a preliminary 10-round middleweight bout going on as if we're speaking to you live from Indianapolis, Indiana, and in the center of a large crowd here at Market Square Arena is an 18 by 18 square foot ring. And eager to get this 10-round bout underway is a 24-year-old undefeated heavyweight, John Tate, whom you met a little bit earlier in our Up Close and Personal. Here's Duane Bobick, who's been fighting a long time. This will be his 51st fight. And we haven't had a chance up until now to take you up close and personal with this Minnesotan. You know, for most of us, our early recollections of Duane Bobick go back to 1972. One of 12 boys from a family in Bolus, Minnesota. And at that time, I've never seen anyone more eager to win an Olympic gold medal than this heavyweight who'll be fighting soon. Here's what he had to say before the game.
I feel that really belongs here. And I'm not going to let anybody stand in my way.
Well, it didn't quite work out that way. Looking back, remember that Bobick had a tough, bloody semifinal against the Soviet heavyweight. Then, just 2 days later, came his chance for the gold medal against Cuba's Teofilo Stevenson. Duane had beaten him the previous year in the Pan American Games, but at Munich, Stevenson got his revenge with a thunderous right hand. Bobick turned pro and ran off an amazing streak. 38 consecutive wins in 4 years. He was promoted as the Great White Hope and matched against the #1 challenger, Ken Norton, in Madison Square Garden. What resulted was not just a defeat, but a humiliation for Bobick. Norton knocked him out in 58 seconds of the first round. Nine months later, he traveled to Johannesburg for a bout with a South African policeman, Kali Kanotsa. Unknown at the time in this country, Kanotsa clubbed him out in the third round. Since then, Bobick has changed management and started to come back with 8 straight knockout victories. He credits a new training program, totally unique to boxing. It calls for grueling workouts, intensive physiotherapy, and 40 miles of road work a week. Double the mileage of Duane's old program. After only 8 months, the effect on his physique is startling.
Gone down from 226 pounds down to about 210, 212, and in the process of losing all this weight, and I've added on approximately 31 pounds of muscle in the changeover because my body fat has dropped from 22% down to about 14%. And I've added on about 2 inches to my neck, dropped a couple inches off of my waist with my spare tire, and added an inch or 2 to my calf and my thighs. And the whole program in itself has just basically made me much stronger, much quicker, and I'm a much better conditioned athlete.
What we're doing is not unusual in sports. We're only doing what professional football and baseball teams or world-class track and field athletes have been doing for years. The difference is it just isn't being done in boxing.
We're doing pretty good as far as I can tell you right now, up to this fight. And I'm not worried about this fight because he's gonna whip this boy like he caught him stealing chickens.
If I don't beat John Tate, a guy who's a young pro on the scene, he's only had 17 fights, it's pretty much pushes me back a couple years again, and I don't have a couple years to waste right now. I'm 28. I'm in the prime of my career. I have 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years right in front of me, but I can't afford to lose 2 years. The Tate fight definitely is very crucial, and, you know, I'm ready for this like I've been ready for no other fight.
Duane Bobick trained in California, avoiding the severe Indiana winter weather. He's guided by one of the best organized camps I've ever seen, managed by an ex-sports writer from New York, Dave Wolf. But the big question still unanswered, has he learned to defense a thundering right hand? Can he take a punch?
seeing right now, better watch out because Duane Bobick is back and he's going to stay back.
And maybe it's his last chance. And there is 28-year-old Duane Bobick, very confident as a result of 8 straight knockout victories. Very much at home here in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is his 4th bout in the city. And John Tate fighting here for the first time. He's been brought along very fast. In a little over a year, he left Madison City, Arkansas, went to Knoxville, Tennessee, and represented the United States on the Olympic team where he was a bronze medalist. And like Bobick, was stopped by Teofilo Stevenson. The referee is George DeFavis, giving him these rules briefly. The 10-point must scoring system is in effect here in Indiana. There is a mandatory 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. In other words, 3 knockdowns in a single round and it's over. You cannot be saved by the bell except, of course, the end of the 10th round. The referee and the 2 judges do the scoring. The referee is experienced and very good George DeFavis of Indianapolis. The judges are Joe Segru and Tom Catterson. All right, Duane Bobick in the red trunks on the left is 6'3". His opponent, 24 years old, is 6'4" and weighs 22 pounds more. Now, he's an upright fighter, John Tate. He likes to throw punches with both hands. Bobick, as you saw in our up-close and personal, is vulnerable to a hard right hand, especially preceded by a left hook to the body. So this is what he, I hope, has learned in order to stay long with young John Tate. This is round 1 if you just joined us. And Tate has really opened up, and Bobick has felt the punches already. Bobick, who does cut. Too often here early in the first round. Duane Bobick is a very slow starter, and this has been a problem. He has a total of 16 second-round knockouts. He's in trouble right now. He may go down. This is the first round. Tate is landing everything. Save to Kenny Norton. Remember, Norton did it in 58 seconds, and now Tate is trying to get through the heavy punch. He also could be wearing himself out, but Bobick is catching the ball now. And down on one knee, and George DeFavis, the referee. Here's a mandatory 8 count. Here in this round. We have about a minute and a half, and Bobick now legitimately goes down. Bobick is in severe trouble. And unfortunately, look at the time left. A little less than a minute and 20. He looks to his corner what to do. They can't help. It's up to the 28-year-old heavyweight hopeful. Tate unloaded with everything. Out of range right now, but getting in close. Bobick's fight plan is not being followed. He was going to fall inside and body touch. But the great offense is the best defense. Now, we're less than a minute to go in round 1. Bobick has been down once already and catching the punches. Oh, George DeFavis. George DeFavis, the referee, and as we look at the rubbery, spaghetti-like legs of Duane Bobick, we think he made a wise decision. At first, oh no, look at Bobick. Duane Bobick, what a pity. This is a heavyweight that has scored himself 42 knockouts. Now he's been knocked out 3 times in 51 fights and around the 2-minute and 16-second mark of round 1. Knocked down twice. The referee, George DeFavis, steps in and ends it. And John Tate, the 24-year-old whose handlers Don Marshall and Judge Hill, and his manager, Ace Miller, all the folks from Knoxville, Tennessee, are beside themselves. Let's go back and, in slow motion, look at the punishment by the 24-year-old. A right-hand lead, another right-hand lead. And that always indicates that an opponent is in trouble. 4 successive right-hand leads, unheard of in boxing. We told you Tate was competent. So George DeFavis didn't step in any too early, believe me. Well, we did a Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson fight at Comiskey Park that ended in a similar fashion. And now here we have another. This, of course, a non-title bout, but it was pivotal for these two. Tate with the overhand rights, and it was Ken Norton who did the very same thing to Bobick as did Canozzi of South Africa, his only 2 losses. And what a win for John Tate. And as we indicated earlier, he hasn't had the fortune of going to school, so consequently cannot read or write. He is likable, and when we get a chance to talk to him, you'll see a smile that closely resembles that of Muhammad Ali. Almost as pretty as Muhammad Ali. So here in the first round, we have a surprise early winner as we'll return following this. Where's the mic? There he is at 2:16 of the first round. And in 18 bouts, John, your second first-round knockout. And were you really surprised that you got to him that quickly?
No, I wasn't surprised because I have really worked hard for this fight. First, I like to say one man, I like to hello to my mama. I like to hello to all the people in Knoxville, Tennessee, and people living in West Smith, Arkansas. And my number 1 man, Dr. J.
You mean Dr. J of pro basketball fame?
No, Dr. J, my cook.
All right. He fed you the right diet, because I've never seen a fighter in a fight like this that threw so many right-hand leads, but you apparently looked at film and saw that Bobick was vulnerable, couldn't defense a right hand.
Well, I've been working hard the whole 6 weeks on my overhand right. My coach, Ace, and Don Marsh, they really worked hard on me getting my overhand right down pat.
Now, we're going to show you here, right at the very end, John. There you go. You like the way you delivered that punch. You were set up, and, of course, you came in with the left hook.
Yeah, I know I had him hurt right here. I'm now trying to get to the level here, I throw my overhand right again.
And I know you agree with what the referee, George DeFavis, did, because Duane, unfortunately, was in serious trouble.
Yeah, he was. I'm kind of glad the referee stopped it because he really got hurt.
I know, John Tate, that you are a fan of Muhammad Ali, but your big hero is who?
Dr. J, Julian Irvin.
No, but what about in boxing?
Joe Lewis. He one of the best fighters that put on a pair of gloves. I admire him very much.
Who would you like to fight next?
Leon Spinks.
Leon Spinks is here.
Yeah, I know he been running for me. He got the opportunity that I should have had when I came back from Olympic. Although he won the bronze medal, I won the bronze medal, he won the gold. Therefore, he got a little bit of lead on me. I want him next.
Well, you look like a gold medal winner to me. You got gold in your heart. We're going to come back here in a little bit. We're going to leave Market Square Arena in Indianapolis and then return with more on an early ending to a fight at 2:16 of the first round. Tate the winner.
Oh, spinning for the length.
And we'll be talking to him, Duane Bobick, of course. And we know that we're looking for him right now. He is in the immediate area. Duane Bobick now, and this has to be the big disappointment because no one has ever worked as hard for any bout, whether it was Duane's. Well, we're going to let Duane sit down. Duane, pal, that I know surprised the heck out of you, but he just came out, unloaded everything on you.
Well, I get that slow start. He knew it. I guess they came ready for it. I just, I warmed up good before. I just couldn't get off. It just takes me a round or so, and these guys know it, and they come out bombing right away. It's the same thing that happened with Norton.
Well, yeah, you were talking now about 3 great heavyweight punchers. Tate, I think, can rank along with Norton and Canuzzi. Listen, there aren't any others, perhaps, that can stand up against those 3 when they're on and happen to catch you with a tough blow early.
I tell you, he punched very good. He was throwing good straight punches, coming straight in at me. They just caught me. I just couldn't get off.
Duane, take a look at the monitor here at ringside in Indianapolis, and I know this is not a pleasant sight for you to see, but you see the referee did the right thing.
Well, I was hurt. He stung me with a good right hand, and I don't know. It just takes that round or so for me to get my stuff together, and I just didn't have it.
And Duane, we have done hundreds of bouts, And I don't care how you train, and you train so hard and so long, if you get hit with a solid punch, that's what's going to happen.
Well, it does. You know, I just...
What are your plans? I know that's Dave Wolf.
Well, I tell you, the way it looks, I don't know. You know, I got to take a little time and decide. You know, maybe I should get into something else. I don't know.
Well, I can tell you one thing. They love you in Indianapolis, Indiana, Duane.
Well, I like it here. I just wish I could...